up, everyone? Welcome to another week of MediaScope. Club Diamond, I see you there over on the Periscope side. And Cliffy, excellent episode yesterday. Very good. I also see Faraz and Levok. Levok is here. Levok, good, because we might need to fire MC Curtis today. So I'm so glad that you are here. And somebody from Minnesota. Hey, howdy, what's up, Cliff? And over on the Facebook Live side, who do I see? That's a whole bunch of people. All right, so what's up, everyone? Thank you for being here. My name is Tachi. I'm a media professor, a filmmaker, a media content producer, and a journalist. And this is MediaScope. So we have special guest hosts today, and I am super excited. You know I love when we have ghosts. I don't want ghosts. Guests, people, when we have guests. So before ghosts and guests, but before we introduce them, we have a video that kind of introduces them a little bit. So MC Curtis, can you roll that?
Sure will.
Oh yeah, and hey, MC Curtis, hi.
Oh hey.
Okay, so you know what? I'm not even going to introduce them. I want them to introduce themselves. Thank you so much, Colorful Live Productions, for coming on. Thank you for being here. Yay!
Yay! Thank you, Dr. Tachi.
What up?
I'm Nikia.
I'm Apache.
And we're Colorful Life Productions.
Oh. You said it. G. Garcia, thank you for being here. And Jan and Nadeem and Claude Diamond, thanks for inviting followers. G. Garcia, thank you for inviting followers. Share this out, definitely. This is a couple that you want to know. I call them super couple. They are absolutely fantabulous. When I say fantabulous, I mean fantabulous. And to be honest, we were just talking about, MC Curtis asked me how I knew you all. I said, well, I don't know. I think it's Instagram.
We found each other, yes, on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram. Okay, because I mean, there's so many people that I know in social media world only. And Levok, thanks for inviting followers. Dr. Vibe, what's going on? Thank you for being here. The man that does extra conversations. Yes. So this couple is absolutely amazing. What we're going to do, they are my guest co-hosts for the day. You know, I love having guest co-hosts. They have, in fact, talk to me. Let's start a little bit about the interview. And this will be good for those of you that are looking at growing your not Instagram, but your Instagram and your YouTube channel. They are vloggers. They do Colorful Life Productions. So talk a little bit about what Colorful Life Productions is, please.
Okay. Well, our aim is to raise vibrations, is to get people off of the whole political mindset and stress of their jobs, and just kind of like when they chime into our videos where they can escape and
have fun.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So what was the impetus to start Colorful Life Productions?
It started about a year ago, and we were both kind of feeling kind of like at a flat line in our lives. Our daughter had just left home the year before, and we were just wondering what else, what is there for us to do now that our daughter has left? Oh, and I hope I'm not talking too loud.
No, you're good. You're good. You're New Yorkers. You're loud. Go ahead.
Hey, okay. So we were just, we thought about what do we both enjoy doing and how can we combine that and pursue it and have a good time. And, we looked into we wanted to write blogs personally about businesses that we really enjoy and admire and that inspired us. So that's how it started out. But after a year later, now we just basically want to make people happy, lift up their energy levels, inspire them. And we also want to be inspired in the process.
And that's so important in today's climate, both politically, both socially. And that was one reason I was excited about you guys coming on, because I'm like, we just need some good vibes and some fun, which is why everybody knows on here, I don't do politics, because
politics, exactly.
It could go south very quickly. Politics, exactly.
It is tricks. That's all it is.
So we talk about it insofar as it has to do with media or tech or pop culture, like FCC stuff, but we don't really go deep into it. So it is such a pleasure to have the both of you on here. Nikia, thank you for being here on the Periscope side. Gary Lana, one of my favorite realtors ever, is on the Facebook Live side. Sir, thank you for being here.
Hello.
Well, yes. And Gary says thank you for being here, to the two of you. For being
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Peace, peace.
Yes, and Jose, I see you, Sir Exile, and also David Benjamin Eccles on the Facebook Live side. Welcome. Okay. And all of the massive, this is the livest, you guys are the livest ever. This audience, I was telling you, they are the livest ever. So if you have any questions for Nikia and for Apache, please feel free. Like I said, and like they said, they have a YouTube channel. They also blog. So tell me a little bit about the YouTube channel. How have you been dealing with or handling the whole concept of monetization? Have you started that yet? How have you been finding the process?
Okay, so we're not monetizing as of right now. We hope to monetize eventually and be able to do this full time. As it is right now, we are trying to improve our content. We are trying to learn how to make our videos better, and we're trying to just exude good energy to our audience and our community. So that's what our focus is. And then, we'll figure out the monetization, and if it's in God's plans later on, then that's where we'll be.
Absolutely. So basically, you're people first, and then worry about monetizing it second.
Most definitely. We're starting.
We're just trying to build a community right now. We're just trying to build a community, get people aware, get people open. And YouTube is a slower process than Instagram or the other ones. So it takes a lot of patience, and we just kind of put God in the center and let God take care of all the rest that we don't know about.
Exactly.
That's confusing,
Absolutely.
Basically, I feel like we have to feel good about what we're putting out. And if we're putting money first, it's not going to be authentic and organic to who we are. If we're just chasing what is it that's making money right now, we just want to put out what feels good to our spirit, and then we just move on from there.
Good intentions.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because this is the thing. If you are doing what you're supposed to do and you're putting your best foot forward content-wise, the money will come. You guys know I say this all the time. So absolutely, this is great. So talk a little bit about your process for deciding what it is you're going to talk about, because I've seen your channel. And by the way, their channel is Colorful Life. Their website is colorfullifeproductions.com, and you can link to their Instagram and their YouTube from there. So you have a lot of content and a lot of videos. What is the process for deciding what you're going to do?
Most of the time, it's kind of crazy because we just kind of give it out to God, and then God just kind of throws it in our lap. For all these vlogs that we put out so far, it was all God intervented. Like we haven't planned a lot of these vlogs. A lot of it just shows up, and we just go ahead and do it. And so we like to address style. We like to address culture. We like to address creativity, well-being. Anything that has to do with lifestyle. Anything that has to do with the upgrading of the human spirit, the human mind. The human body. And just wherever we can. And these people just kind of like come across us. Like we're just so surprised sometimes. Like God already has the plan. We just carry it out like as vessels. You know what I'm saying?
And that's really true. Like we just meet people and we find, things just kind of fall into place. And that's how it's been a lot of the times. I would say for our first of the months, we're trying to talk about just whatever we're thinking about at the time. And it could be something that's going on, but basically just what we're feeling at the moment. We'll talk about it in our first of the month.
All right. Oh, so that's right. You do a first of the month vlog on YouTube.
Yes.
So, okay, every first of the month. All right. Very good. Very good. So before we get into it, I wanted to ask you, what has been your favorite video that you've done so far? Your best one, or your favorite one rather.
Favorite one. My favorite one was we went to a Leaf Festival out in Asheville, and like people were all dressed up. People were on stilts, and they had wizards and all kinds of crazy stuff. And it was in Black Mountain and in North Carolina, up in the mountains, and really, really good culture and everything. Music. They even had Nigerian music. They had everything there in one spot, and we just shot it. And that's really what we want to do. We want to eventually be travel vloggers, where we go across the world and we show people what's going on, diversity and everything else. That's what we want to do.
Well, you're well on your way. You're well on your way. Fantastic. Once again, if you have any questions for them, make sure that you ask. You are definitely open. Yeah, thank you, David Benjamin Eccles put in Facebook Live. No, not Color for Life. Colorful Life. COLORFUL Life. The production. Is it Productions?
Yeah. Colorful Life Productions.
Yeah.
Yes, Colorful Life Production. No S on the end.
No S.
There is an S.
There is an S. Okay. So I'm lying. So you'll see that at the bottom of the screen now. You'll see that at the bottom of the screen now.
Right.
So, MC Curtis took too long. Oh, I see. Okay, let me recognize some people that I see. Araya, what's going on? We have a picture for you today, sir. Thank you for being here. Butcher TV, thank you for joining on the Periscope side. Gigi, I think I recognized you, but hey, Gigi, what's going on? And my friend from the UK, Matthew Ward. Thank you for being here, Matthew Ward.
What up, Matt?
Wonderful. Yes. All right. So let's get into it. Before we and I kind of brushed off MC Curtis. We have MC Curtis in the house. What's going on, MC?
Hey, Curtis.
What's up?
Yeah. So that's his most excited voice that you just heard. So
Curtis is the man. Curtis is the man.
G Garcia say, hey, hi. All right, and what I didn't do is give everybody the hug that I usually do to let you know that you are appreciated and that I am so happy that everybody's here, because I do this because of you guys. Aunt Day, welcome on the Facebook Live side. All right, let's get to it. So we're going to start with the first story. Could I have photo 1, MC? Or not?
Yeah, 1 second, sorry.
No, this is Madiba, otherwise known as Nelson Mandela. Today he would have been 100 years old. So I just wanted to say, I just wanted to say happy birthday, Madiba. You are
happy born.
Yes. Happy birthday to him.
Yes. And well done. He would have been 100 and he accomplished so much. So happy birthday, Madiba. Regina Poole, welcome. And I see you Foresight. Welcome. So thank you. And do you have a favorite memory about Nelson Mandela, guys, at all?
I just appreciate how, he was just like one of the role models that we needed on this earth, just standing up for independence and standing up for his people and putting his people before him. Like whatever his movement was, it was bigger than him. You know what I mean? And he was willing to risk it all. You know what I'm saying? And he inspired me and inspired many others. And he is definitely a Martin Luther King, a Malcolm X. He's another great. And we need more people like Mandela. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Jose on Facebook is clapping. Catherine Cohn, welcome. She is a great person. Catherine Cohn, thank you so much for being here on the Facebook Live side. You Foresight, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so happy birthday to Madiba. And now, could I have photo 1? Walmart, ladies and gentlemen. Walmart is reportedly trying to get deeper into the video world. If you can, photo 1, sir. There you go. Thank you. You're fired.
It's a little slow.
So Walmart is contemplating a deeper dive into streaming, according to The Information, which is one of the publications that I often read. And they're mulling over the idea of launching an $8 per month streaming video on demand service, which they say that it would appeal to its massive customer base. That's what they said. So obviously they're trying to compete with streamers like Netflix and Amazon, and they're also launching an ad-supported streaming service that would create more competition for the growing list of these streaming platforms like Roku and Tubi TV. So they're really trying to get. You can take down the. Thank you, Curtis. They could take. So your thoughts, lady and gentlemen.
I mean, $85 billion should be enough for Walmart. You know, I mean, I don't understand. Corporation, I think they should just let it be. They already make so much money, and they already have like such a stronghold on everything that goes on.
Basically, I agree. I mean, I think they can just stay in their lane and still be like mega successful without having to move into, you know, getting into streaming and all that. Yeah. But that's just my opinion.
Well, do you think it's a problem though for them to be in this? Does it cause a problem?
It does, because let Netflix do what they do. Let Netflix have that market.
That's a problem for Netflix.
You know, that's a problem for Netflix because Walmart has more money for marketing and promotion and all that other stuff. So they could put Netflix, possibly futuristically, they could put them out of business. And that's not right. Netflix, that's the market Netflix had. I don't think Walmart should stick to food and furniture. You know what I'm saying?
They should, but they're not going to.
I know, right?
They're not going
to. I guess that's what, counts. Yeah.
So we have a couple of comments. Araya says they have to. So Araya, are you saying they have to because of having many irons in the fire, that you can't just really stick to one thing in this day and age? So let's just be clear. This game is anybody's. Netflix may be on top right now. Tomorrow they may not be. This is anybody's game. You Foresight talking about Mandela principles, the difference between principles and standing up for them, talking about Nelson Mandela. Absolutely, you Foresight. David Benjamin about Nelson Mandela said, what did you say? Hold on. I got to. There you go. You said happy birthday, Mandela. And when he appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show, Mandela gave great wisdom. Bobby Stamps, welcome on Facebook Live. David Benjamin Echoes also says, dear Walmart, go sit down.
Exactly. I agree. I agree. I agree.
He said go sit down.
No, he said go sit down like they do in the South.
Oh,
go sit down somewhere.
Hey, we in Charlotte. We in Charlotte.
Yeah, exactly. So you get it. You know the South.
Right, we know.
Right? So Araya says Amazon and Walmart will merge because Alibaba and Tencent are looming. You are absolutely right. So Alibaba, as you know, is basically like an Amazon but overseas. Jack Ma in China, yes. So if you need anything like weave, that's the place to buy it. Alibaba. So that whereas Amazon has big U.S. market share. Jack Ma is the chairman of Alibaba and is out of China, and they deal like worldwide. So think of an international Amazon, basically.
Wow. Okay.
That's Alibaba. And Tencent is also a Chinese company, and they recently got into music streaming. I just talked about Tencent. So Araya, you are spot on with that. Toxic Boy, welcome on the Periscope side. So yeah, that's the Jose says have several seats, Walmart.
Have several.
Nikia Ringgold, the soap lady, welcome. Say again, I'm sorry.
I said they'll go as far as they can go.
Oh, absolutely.
As far as they can, they'll go. Right.
So I love your idea of, Netflix, just let them have it. They're not going to let them have it. Nobody can win. They don't want. I love that you're just this giving couple. Well, let them have. That's not how they operate. That ain't how they work. Nobody can win in this game. So
world domination.
Yeah, exactly. Araya says Amazon will eat them and their lane. Well.
Oh, okay.
Because they're on top.
Tell the truth and shame the devil. So, U4Side says, good idea, but I think they're a little late to the game. Yeah. Well, again, any of this is anybody's game. there's no such thing as you're on top today, but tomorrow we can't say what's going to happen next year or 5 years from now.
Right.
It's just too volatile. This industry is so volatile that you can't say. So interesting.
Right.
MC Curtis, I know you have something to say.
No, I'm just enjoying the show.
Okay.
Curtis.
Everything's moving and changing so fast. Like, I mean, all these new companies and the technology keeps changing and new technology, and it's moving so fast that it's making my brain literally spin inside my head. I'm trying to like keep up with all this.
You can't. Just know that there are 5 companies basically that own everything. That's all you need to know. You know, so there's basically a handful of companies, even though you see all these little subsidiaries, their parent company is XYZ. So there are, you know, Google being one of these huge ones, Amazon being another huge one. So, you know, and Amazon has absorbed a lot of things. We're going to talk about Prime Day. So if you, one thing that you weren't able to do last year, I think it was last year, you weren't able to shop at Whole Foods and participate in Prime Day. Now, because Amazon acquired Whole Foods, you can. So,
Amazon?
Oh, wait, you didn't know?
No.
This happened. This was late last year or early this year, one of those. But yes, Amazon now owns Whole Foods. They sold for $14 billion.
Oh my God! What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, what I dug about Amazon at first is that they were helping the United States Postal Service, and now they're not. They have their own delivery service now. Like, so they're trying to put the Postal Service out of business.
Well, and see, that was the thing, that the Postal Service, most of what was coming package-wise was Amazon stuff at one point. But yeah, it's changing now. Grateful Chef, thank you for being here. And I saw somebody came in, and I saw them, and Levok is back. Welcome, Levok. He went to go feed.
Hey, Levok.
Levok, we needed you because we needed somebody fired, but you weren't there. Eric Rodriguez, thank you for coming in. All right, so that's it with that. Let's move on to, could I have photo 2, please? Still Walmart. Walmart talking about world domination. Microsoft and Walmart are teaming up to take on Amazon.
Wow.
Speaking of world domination,
right?
Because nobody could just sit still and have the little corner of the sky they have.
No,
I need your corner and your corner and your corner as well. So they're teaming up for a strategic partnership that's going to take on Amazon in both technology and retail. Now, we already knew that Walmart was after Amazon technology-wise. This is why they bought Jet.com. This is why they've really been putting a lot of energy and a lot of money into the online game, even though traditionally Walmart shoppers are in-store shoppers, traditionally.
Right.
So they've been putting a lot of money because they want Amazon's share. They really want Amazon's share. So they're teaming up, taking on Amazon. They have a 5-year agreement to see Walmart use Azure and a company called Azure and Microsoft 365 across the company. So alongside a whole bunch of new projects that are focused on machine learning, artificial intelligence, and data platforms. What?
Yeah.
Amazon?
Yeah, I'm not down for the whole artificial intelligence stuff. I'm all down for the humanity and how humanity can build up as human beings. I don't want no mental sodomy, nothing that's going to take over the human race and do our work for us. I mean, our creativity, our imagination is more important than robots. I don't want nobody taking our jobs.
And I feel you. But do you think there is an aspect to AI, artificial intelligence, that could be helpful, that could be assistive, as opposed to obliterating human touch and human jobs?
Well, here's the thing. Like, for instance, like Steven Spielberg, you know, he made that movie years ago. So many years ago, and like, I'm not for the whole microchip thing and all that other stuff. I feel like, you know, human beings, we have to evolve in other ways, and we can't evolve if we're letting computers do it for us. You know what I'm saying? Or do everything for us. Like, I'm not down for robots because robots take jobs, and artificial intelligence, unless they're like if it's something that can help our hearts or help our legs or something like that, something.
You saying medical?
Medically, yeah, I'm for that, but I'm not for the whole taking jobs things and stuff, because there's already enough unemployment and people that are broke. But the whole thing with the AI stuff, just not for it, because that's, it's just manipulation. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
So would you be for it? Let's talk about that. First of all, Foresight says Walmart and Microsoft sounds like marrying money. That's exactly it.
Yep,
And he also said,
I agree.
every time technology enters the workplace, it puts people out of work. So this is not a new phenomenon. This has been happening since the advent of computers. Remember, computers used to be humans. So they were called human computers. Then when the machines came along, of course, you needed people to be able to run them, but it displaced all the people that were doing calculations by hand. So obviously, anytime, Foresight is right, anytime there are computers or machines that come in, something shifts and changes. But would you be for this? Let's say that AI or having machines or robots has the propensity to bring back jobs from overseas, meaning rather than, the problem is, so if often companies move their operations overseas because of the exorbitant cost of doing business in this country. Even though some people would lose their jobs, if it meant that it would bring more things like manufacturing back to this country, would you then be for it?
If the percentage rises, if more people can be employed over here, yes, I do agree with that, because if they can work in a warehouse and build the robot, make more money. But I'm all about even just the small people on the totem pole, those people that bag groceries or do whatever. I try to go to the line where the person is actually at the cash register and not the robot.
There's a physical person. Okay.
Because all this stuff was in movies years ago, like Terminator, Matrix. You know what I'm saying? Blade Runner. How many movies show this stuff?
Oh no! Well, no. This is the thing. Whatever comes out of the imagination that can be in a movie can be realized. So none of this science fiction is not really fiction. They were talking about Martians in the '60s. Remember? Are they now trying to go to Mars and they can all have Mars? And
that's what I'm talking. I am not going to no Mars. Sorry.
You go on. You know you're gonna die there, right? If you go to Mars, Mars is where you will die.
I don't even want to see that day.
They can have it. Patricia Murray, welcome on the Facebook Live side. Zakia Ringgold said, skill sets need to evolve with the technology. If technology gets smarter, people's skills evolve. And I have to agree with that, because if you don't have a choice, here's the thing. When you have competition, that's when you kind of say, oh, I got to get better. If there is no impetus for you to get better, then some people don't. Some people like to challenge themselves, but I'm sorry. I have to say the bulk of the populace, they just want to just be. And they're fine just being. If you have something that makes you better, I agree, Zakia, and AI and machines could be that. So, and here's the other thing as well. It takes jobs, but then you know that you have to be multifaceted. You can't just rely on that. And you should have known you couldn't just rely on that forever anyway. So you should always be striving to evolve. And if you don't, I really can't help you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we don't really have a choice at this point. We either evolve and learn and figure out how to survive with this advancing technology, or we're just going to get left behind and we'll be left in the dust. And
absolutely.
But at the same time, with all that money they put into robots, there's a lot of stuff to repair in the earth. You know what I'm saying? All the pollution, all the bottles that are in the water, everything that's destroyed. I say rebuild first before starting to upgrade. I'd say rebuild first. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think we know how to do that. We don't know. We're not systematic in the way we do things. Hence why we always have problems. I don't think we know how to do it. I love the fact that you're like, we can do this and build it together. They don't want to do that.
I'm trying not to be apathetic either. I'm just saying, glaciers are melting by seconds right now. You know what I'm saying? And they're worrying about robots. It's like, let's worry about this problem with the glaciers first.
So misplaced energy. Well, the interesting thing is, I think that if we have a system, we can do both. But and that also comes with people believing that there is climate change. That's a whole other conversation.
Oh,
that's politics. So that's a whole other
right.
conversation.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Patricia Murray, hey, what's going on? Thank you for being here on the Facebook Live side. U4Site says, if jobs are gained, I would say yes, but if people lose their jobs, no. We should weigh the consequences. Excellent point. Excellent point.
Yep.
And Mike tends to travel. What's going on the Periscope side? Thank you so much for being here. Good to see you. Okay, so I think we've got the MC Curtis. I know you have something to say. No?
Curtis.
No, just enjoying the show.
Oh, okay, just enjoying the show. Okay, Joel Montauk, welcome. Thank you for being here on the Periscope side. All right, so could we have photo 3, please? All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Speaking of Netflix, for the first time in 2 years, Netflix has fallen short of quarterly growth expectations.
Wow.
So, you know, they are, and you see this sad picture, sad BoJack Horseman looking worried. Yeah, because if they don't play their cards right, they're going to have to start canceling things. Now, here's the thing. Netflix is in debt. Now, they were they were $20 billion in debt at one point.
Oh, I looked at that. Well, I thought it said they made 21 billion.
No, they did, but they're still in debt. They're still in debt because as much as they spend, they put out. Remember this. So they also are spending. The first estimate was $8 billion on original content. They've upped it to $13 billion. So this year they are spending $13 billion on original content, guys. We've been talking about that. Red, what's going on? Thank you for being here on the Periscope side. So, yes. So, but here's the thing: they've been growing, and now it's interesting because in the second quarter of 2008, which is now because it's July, this is the second quarter. Their update was not as positive as people had hoped or had been in previous months. So they revealed that their most recent earnings fell short of analyst growth projections, both domestically and abroad. So as a result, their stock fell 14% after 24 hours trading. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah. So it fell, but I'm not
going to bounce back though. They have some really good content on there. They show a lot of, diversity. We wrote down a couple of shows we really enjoyed watching, that shows everybody being represented on there. And I think that people relate to that.
Well, that's the thing. Netflix has really, they're not as much anymore, but they prided themselves on really giving a voice to the independent producer. And so when you do things like that, you're going to have more diversity. You're going to have a different voice. And I think that's part of it. And you're right. It resonates with people. So U4Side says, it sounds like Netflix hasn't pinpointed an audience to cater to. I don't know. That's a good point. Amazon will keep them in debt because they are a hedge against rising prices. Yes. And U4Site says that they're also spreading themselves too thin. Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
That could be it.
Then maybe they're spending.
On Amazon Prime, I haven't seen any Stranger Things. I haven't seen any Get Downs. I haven't seen any Glow. Netflix is putting out some really dope material. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, Amazon doesn't have to do that because they've got the whole other side. Remember, Amazon Prime is the video as well as the shipping and some of these other things. So they don't have the urgency to do that. I would say they better get urgent. Netflix should not sit on their laurels because at any time, if Amazon decides to take all this money that they've got, and remember, Bezos is currently now the richest in the world. So if they decide to take this money, Amazon is smart, says Araya. Yes, you're right. So if they decide to take that money and get smart with it and start churning out original programming, Netflix would definitely be in trouble. They don't have the bandwidth to compete with an Amazon. It's just that they're on top now. So for Netflix to stay where they are, they've got to. This is probably why they're spending $13 billion on original content. Now that we think about it.
Right.
But don't go bankrupt. I'll just say that. So
we'll see.
We'll bloody well see, Amazon. We shall bloody well see.
Exactly.
So, they fell short, but I like Nikia, like you, I'm not really worried. I think they're going to bounce back. Araya says Bezos could buy Netflix debt on his own. He could. You're right. He really, really could. Bezos could open his wallet and say, let me help you out.
Yeah.
Buy his debt.
Wow.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You are right. You're right. You're right. So, but it all depends on what they want to get into, and I made the comment last week that we were talking about IGTV and Snapchat, and Snapchat not necessarily being interested in the live streaming game, but I would say that they need to become interested in it, and that Instagram should not sleep on their laurels. Even though they got to where they are on the back of Snapchat, don't rest on your laurels. And U4Sight also says, I think they need to go in the opposite direction to create an amateur video. That's interesting.
That's
That
interesting.
would be interesting. That would be very interesting. To do something when you do well when you fill a void that nobody else is addressing.
So is that amateur? Are they amateur video? Are they talking about like
reality TV kind of stuff? Like stuff
YouTube,
we're doing?
Or are they talking more like low budget films? Like
good question. U4Sight, are you talking about YouTube or are you talking about more so indie low budget stuff? That's a good question. Let us know, U4Sight.
Yeah.
G. Garcia also says Netflix could sell their content to pay their debt if Netflix starts to go down. They could, but here's the thing. Your wealth is in your library. So I think that they would be very apprehensive about selling off properties to pay down their debt. So yeah, they would be out of debt, but then you don't have it anymore.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right. And if it's real good stuff, you want it to be yours and not somebody else's.
Exactly. That's your library, just like with music. You know this because you're a musician. When you that library is what you have. And if you sell off the rights to that,
what do you got?
So that's where the power is.
I say maybe do some live concerts, maybe some really good live concerts, you know what I'm saying? Like of stuff that no other places are doing, because a lot of people don't have the money or the time to go out to see like a really big, spend $200 to go see, Beyonce or something. But like throw the Beyonce concert on Netflix, you know what I'm saying? Or throw the Justin Timberlake, because I saw Barbara Streisand on there, Lady Gaga. They were great concerts. But do more of that, like stuff that other people ain't doing, you know what I'm saying? Try to keep looking around, research his thoughts.
Exactly. Well, I see Amazon getting into that. I think they're going to be the ones to take the live concerts over the because remember, Coachella was on YouTube. And that was a huge, that's how I watched it. I wouldn't have been able to.
I didn't even know Coachella was on YouTube.
They did it live.
They did it live. It was streamed the first weekend was streamed on YouTube. Now, I was not going to wait in anybody's desert with a whole bunch of millennials. That was not going to be me. So I was like, I will sit and watch Queen Bee. And I'm not even, God forbid, but I'm not even really a huge Beyonce, like, I got to go to a concert that night. But I was interested in seeing what it was, and I'm glad I did watch it. So let's see. Slip in some pay-per-view on Netflix, and the concerts you speak of can be paid for by View Events, says U4Sight. Very, very poignant point. Absolutely.
Yeah, true.
All right, so let's, we have about 15 minutes left. So, and we're only on story 4. See, I told you. This is how we do things. And you know what? There is Venture West. What's going on? How are you? Good to see you on the Periscope side. And I was remiss in saying that we are going to be featured on the Burton Wire page. I think you guys know that. So if you see the in the carousel, you'll notice the Burton Wire. That is a publication that I write for, but the editor approached me and said, would you like to be featured on the page? Of course we would. So we'll be featured on the Burton Wire site, which is burtonwire.com. So thank you, Nsinga Burton. We are so excited about that.
Now, the Burton Wire is an online magazine. Is that right?
Yeah, it's an online publication that deals with news of the diaspora, international news, etc. So we are going to be in there. So it's going to be fantastic. So, Wes said,
congratulations, Tachi.
Well, thank you very much. It's a congratulations for me and MC Curtis.
Yay!
Oh, okay, MC. Anyway, so fantastic. So let me take this break and say, hey to everyone who's watching. Thank you for being here. My name is Tachi. I'm a media professor, a filmmaker, a media content producer, and a journalist. This is MediaScope. We talk all about media, tech, and pop culture. And today we've got very special guest YouTube bloggers, Colorful Life Productions, Nikia and Apache. They are awesome. They're positive, and I had to have them on here because we needed some awesomeness and positivity. So once again, lady and gentlemen, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
No doubt.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Hello, everybody.
Peace.
And MC Curtis is here too. So we're going to go on to story 4. Could I have photo 4, please?
I think we're in Nigeria.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are in Nigeria, which is for those of you, and thank you for the hearts. Thank you so much. Diane, welcome on the Facebook Live side.
What up, Diane?
What's up? So, Nigeria, I'm Nigerian, and this is really exciting. If you don't know, Nigerian music is hot right now. It is on fire, and everybody knows this. Hence, Universal Music Group is expanding into Nigeria with a new headquarters led by Ezegozie Junior, not as
I pronounced it different in my head.
Yes, Ezegozie.
I was thinking it was like easy go easy or something.
American go easy.
Well, he happens to be from my ethnic group, which is Igbo, and Eze means king. So Ezegozie Eze. Yes, Junior. So they are, and it's not just Nigeria. They're trying to expand, and you can take the photo away, MC. They're trying to expand significantly into Western Africa. Nigeria would be one of those head offices in Lagos, of course, which is the financial capital. And they're going to support artists from Nigeria, Ghana, and Gambia, and throughout the continent and beyond. Those are the main 3, but they'll be throughout. So he's previously held roles at Channel O Television, Empire Made Entertainment, and was the founder of the Pan-African creative companies Republic 54, Allure Group, and Duma Collective. So he's got quite a bit of experience. How will they handle bootleggers in Nigeria? They won't. Mariah, they won't.
That's so funny.
If I know Nigerians the way I know Nigerians, they're going to bootleg on Tuesday.
I love the accent.
I know these people now. I know Nigerians very well. So just like you know Eritreans, Araya, I know Nigerians. There will be bootleg all. That's just the nature of living in a place, and not to, throw shade, but when you live in a place where the rules are very loose, that's what happens.
Right. Right.
They probably, I don't know what their plan is to handle bootleggers. I'm sure they have a plan, but I'm telling you now, they're not going to be able to.
Yeah. Okay. I would say also, as far as like the bootlegging thing, what you're talking about is if they're going to bring out African music, I want to hear African music. I don't want to hear the auto tunes. I don't want to hear all that other stuff that they're doing over here already. I want to hear something that comes out of Africa. I want to hear the tribal drums. I want to hear culture. I want to hear Africa. I don't want to hear what America's doing because we've already done auto tunes for like 20 years over here. Like I want to hear something different at this point. I looked up some of the artists that were out there, and a lot of them sound very similar to what's going on in America.
Well, right. Exactly. And that's what the thing is. There's so much cross-cultural influence. They've been very heavily influenced by American artists, but you'll also hear, so even though there's that heavy influence, you'll still hear the traditional from like Afrobeat in the 70s, the guitar, the traditional African guitar.
That's what I hear.
You'll hear like a little bit of talking drum. You'll hear that. So it's a modernized version of Afrobeat, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but they're really interested in it because this music is hot. If you go to any Zumba class, besides the Latin music, they will be doing some.
That's what they're doing. Okay. Well, I want to learn the new dances, so I might go to one of those classes.
You should. They have some really good classes. They have some really good classes. Araya says, but the culture is more than tribal drums. You're right. It is more than that. They have gotten, as I said, they've gotten really influenced by, but this is not the first time. If you listen to Congolese music or old school Congolese music, they had a lot of influence from Cuba. So you hear there's this, wherever people travel, they drop off some of their knowledge, and that influences things like food and whatever. But I do hear you about the auto tune. I'm like, if you can't sing, then
that's what I'm saying. Like, I do not want to hear, like, when I hear reggae music, I want to hear organic. I want to hear the organic sound of reggae music. So I don't want to hear their voices, you know, like overdubbed or auto-tuned out. There's no need for it anymore at this point. I want to hear how good somebody can really sing. You know what I'm saying?
But the industry, and I agree with you. I feel you. But the industry does not care. They see dollar signs. And I mean, this is why you have some people here. God forgive me. Some of these people, like, I can't stand mumble rap. And
I know.
I can't stand, I don't like trap music. I'm sorry.
We don't listen to that either. But the kids love it.
The kids love it, exactly. So are they going to go off of Gen X? And what I think, hell no.
I guess not.
The millennial dollars and the millennial, so they're going to go after what they like. And I think art is also subjective. Who am I to tell you that what you're making is not art? I may not like it. I may think it's absolute rubbish, but
But Itachi, at the same time, at the end of the day, the young kids, they more gravitate towards J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar more than they do all the other ones that are mumble mouthing. You know what I'm saying? So
it depends on where you are, though. I think it really depends on where you are. Some like here in the Miami area, they like that kind of stuff.
Okay. I don't know what they're saying.
We're in Charlotte, so we know.
Exactly. I think that once you get to the South, like, okay, I'm very biased because of New York and New York rappers, and that being the epicenter of where hip hop came from. So of course, I'm going to be more geared towards upper East Coast rappers than Miami stuff.
That's true. Yes.
So I'm probably not the best one to judge on that. So I see Nelly came in. Nelly, thank you for being here and for sharing on Periscope. I'm sorry.
Hey, Nelly.
And TT, what's up on Facebook Live? Jose says, I love Nigeria. That's your ancestry. Fantastic. Yeah. About 25% of people that are of African descent have Nigerian ancestry. Wow. There's so many Nigerians. So. So it is what it is. And Jose says he agrees with you guys 100%. And Little, welcome on the Periscope side. Thank you for being here. So yeah, absolutely. But this is good news. What I do hope is that the artists are paid equitably and that this is a good thing. Because often what I don't want is neo-colonialism. I hope that this ends up being a good thing for African artists. I hope
that's right. Number one.
We were talking about that too. We were saying is the economy in Nigeria has it's because the oil. We were saying why don't they come up with their own label themselves? You know what I'm saying? Like have their own label. You know what I mean?
Because a small percentage of people hoard all the money. If we're paying.
Again, we're back to that small percentage of people hoarding.
Because there's a lot of money in Nigeria. There really is, but it's not being managed well. And it's not the fault necessarily of the people in power now, but it's been like that for so long that it's difficult to. So that's the thing. So my hope is that this is a new opportunity for African artists. So very good. We'll see what happens.
True,
all right.
True.
So we have 6 minutes left. So let's move to. We're going to skip. Could we have photo 6, MC? So let's talk about Google.
Google.
In case you didn't know, Google. Yeah, the bigger you are, the harder they fall, right? Although this is not that big. Google has been hit with a record $5 billion fine from the EU over their Android operating system.
Huh.
Wow.
Yes. So they're like, it's not like what UK did with Zuckerberg last week. Thank you for the photo, MC. Last week, Facebook was fined $650 for the Cambridge Analytica thing by the UK. 650,000. Sorry. That is what they make in 5 minutes.
I know.
Right.
That is like a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Penny.
So
Yeah.
now they have been charged. The EU has charged them 4.3 billion, which is 5.6 billion, 5.06 billion dollars. You know, it's 4.334 billion euros, and they've ordered to change. They've been ordered to change their business standard, some of the stuff they do business wise, because they're saying that this is a competition abuse. They have a solid stronghold. If you know the rest of the world, so iPhone, even though we think it's big in this country, most of the world uses Android.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Most of the world uses Android
that.
operating system. Yeah, because you know it's compatible with more things than iOS is. So
I didn't know.
when you're absolutely.
Right.
Let's see. Araya is saying, Charlotte, now I want cheer wine and hush puppies at the cookout drive.
Right down the street. You can come
around the corner. You can have it.
Yes. They're right down the street. Okay, we got to do a meetup one day.
Yes.
Patricia Murray was I was wondering why King Sunny Ade had disappeared for so long, but they found out that he was setting up a royalty system for the Nigerian music business. Yeah, that's the thing. It's good to be an artist, but the power is in distribution and behind the scenes.
Yep.
So if you're looking to move things forward, it's the distribution end of it. So at some point, you know, sometimes artists put their guitars down and go for the business end of it. So absolutely. So poor Google, not poor Google, because I really don't care. So
you and us both.
So this is really what the problem is. Joseph Cruz, welcome, and Candy from Japan, welcome.
Hey, Candy.
Hey, oh, you froze again, Nelly. That's okay. Oh, that's okay. Well, thank you. I know some people are having issues coming in and out. So the EU's main problem, okay, Araya, it's coming. It's coming. We're going to put it up. The EU's main problem is that Google has required manufacturers to pre-install the Google Search app and browser app, which is Chrome, as a condition for licensing Google's App Store, the Play Store. So they're like, well, if you want Google Play, then you have to make sure that the device has Chrome and it also has the Google Search app. That's like a monopoly. That's almost like the process of block booking that they used to do in Hollywood years ago. Well, if you want this blockbuster, you also have to take these 10 other terrible films. So that's what the studio system used to do before. It's that same process. So they're like, oh, you want to play that, do you? That'll be $5 billion, please.
You know what about Google is they listen to me while I'm talking, when I'm just random, like sitting on my couch chilling. You know what I'm saying? Google is chiming in. I don't like the microphone in my phone, you know.
So here's the thing. This is interesting, and I don't believe them for a second. Let's see. Can only listen by staying outside the scope. Oh, I'm sorry. That's okay. I'm glad you're here anyway, Nelly.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is the thing. There was a study that was done, and this was just recently, debunking the fact that phones are listening while we're doing everyday things. I said, I don't believe you.
You know what?
I don't believe you. They are listening. That's why I don't want. And everybody's into the Google Home and the Amazon Alexa.
Yeah.
Good for you. I don't want it.
No.
Oh my Lord! Sweat beads are coming down my face right now.
Well, I know. Because I can't keep the air on because it's loud. So okay. Curtis. Oh, wait. Okay, so we're going to do before we get to Araya's picture, because he's here, because he wanted to see it, I want to do 2 last stories. We're going to do, could I have photo 9? My queen, who is also Nigerian.
Yes, Sade.
Yes. She is working on a new album, people. For those of you that are Sade fans like I am. Yes. When I was in high school, every Sunday, I would listen to 2 cassette tapes. Yes, cassette tapes.
Which one?
I would listen to Take 6 first, and then Sade. That was
Take 6 is dope. I take both of them albums.
Yes. So this is according to a recent interview with one of Sade's collaborators. Hey, Halliwell, welcome. That a new album might be coming very soon. So she's released 6 studio albums since Diamond Life, which came in 1984, and she sold more than 20 million copies and gotten 4 Grammy Awards. So she's known for churning out music at her own pace, which is, she's like, I don't feel like doing it. When I get ready, I will do it. And so apparently she's ready, and I can't wait, because I've been hungering for more since Soldier of Love.
Oh yes.
But she couldn't have done all that without Sweetback. Sweetback is what makes a lot of that vibe go behind her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
well, they go together.
Yeah, because what's his name? Matthew Min is his last name. One of her collaborators for a long time from Sweetback or whatever. So Sweetback is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So apparently she is back in the studio, and we may be getting a new album from the Queen soon. So I am so happy.
Excited.
Apache, have you heard the Flowers of the Universe on the Wrinkle of Time album? On the Wrinkle of Time soundtrack?
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah.
That was really dope.
It's so beautiful.
It was wonderful. Well, that was the first inkling that something was coming. The fact that she did that, she asked, Ava DuVernay asked, and she said, okay. So she's in that frame of mind now, and I can't wait. Araya says, did I have the Sounds of Blackness tape too? Curtis, that was a group, just so that you know.
Optimistic.
Curtis, don't be salty. Do you know Sounds of Blackness?
Of course I do.
You do?
I do.
But you didn't know Mad Mama Jamma. Could you put up the picture real quick, please?
Araya.
People to see this. Araya did a wonderful mashup of what's his name? The artist who sings it, I can't remember. But he has a song called Bad Mama Jamma. Yes, Carl Carlton. Curtis can never say the song right. He's always like, she's a bad mama Jamma. No, it's Jamma. So he did a mashup of Curtis's face on his body, and it's hilarious. So Curtis, when is your next single coming out?
Actually, we're still in the studio, so probably in a week or so.
God.
Okay, great. Well, let us know. We'll announce it right here.
I will.
I'm your biggest fan.
Sweet.
Don't tell him that. See, you done messed up now.
Blowing up his head.
Exactly. All right, so we got one last story for you. Araya is cracking up, Curtis. We have one last story for you. Could I have photo 10, please? Today on What the Hell Is This? Neo-native menswear design house Beastroy at a and I know you guys can't see this, but it is basically like a 2-headed sweater.
Yeah, I try to find it.
Okay, I'll send it to you so you can see it after. I should have sent you the picture.
Yeah.
So this was at the Sweet Screams fashion show this week. Bad pair of pajamas. Yeah, no, exactly. That's a bad pair of pajamas, basically. So it's a green double hooded sweater.
Oh my Lord.
It's an oversized one piece. And if you have separation anxiety, this might work for you guys. This might work for you too.
No. We love each other, but
we kill each other. It work.
She'd have a knife under the hoodie. Like, gang.
Shut up.
The one thing I'm mad at is that the two models are not the same height. So one is significantly shorter, and
that's not right. That's not right.
Struggling. So let's see. You Foresight says you should never give Kanye needle and thread. Never.
No. And not a mic either. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I was just playing.
That's all right.
I'm kidding.
So I couldn't find a price for this, but be for damn sure it's probably 1,000 plus.
Oh my God.
I'm sure.
Wow.
I'm sure. But I'm sure that you all, MC Curtis, this is your Christmas gift.
Absolutely not.
Wear it with Curtis.
Absolutely not. I think I might have a pair of shorts with it though. Pair of shorts.
But you got to wear it with somebody. Who's that going to be? And don't say me, because the answer is no.
Of course, you. My host, the host of the show.
unless there's another show that you produce for, sir, it
That's
won't
how
be.
you gotta wear the Kango. You gotta wear the Kango with it too, Apache.
I won't be wearing it, so never mind.
She'll be there.
But this has been a what the hell is this moment. I don't know why
It
these
sure
stories
is.
keep finding me, but they just do, and I love it. So, guys, I have to say, this has been absolutely fantabulous. I have
Yeah.
loved having you on. You guys have such great energy, such great chemistry, and such great feedback. Thank you so much to you, Nikia, and to you, Apache of Colorful Life Productions. And tell them where they can find you on social media.
Well, we're on Instagram as Colorful Light Productions. We're on YouTube as Colorful Light Productions, and you can find us on Facebook. Our business page is on there too. The same thing.
ColorfulLightProductions.com.
Yeah, ColorfulLightProductions.com.
Blogs, and you'll see blogs.
She writes really good blogs too. Besides the
Thank
blogs, she writes really good, informative blogs.
No, they are fantabulous. So I really suggest you all follow them. Kathleen Dean, thank you for joining us on the Facebook Live side, as well as Candy Sakai. Jose says Siamese inspired clothing. It's rubbish inspired.
Right.
And I know somebody is going to buy it. That's why these things exist, for somebody.
Different when they start cloning, man. You can have your clone in your sweatshirt. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, how creepy is that? Yuck.
Hey, they're already doing it to the food. They're doing it to cows. They're doing it to chickens. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's a whole nother topic.
Now I'm going to have nightmares. Thanks, Apache.
Thanks, Apache.
I'm sorry.
MC Curtis, any last words?
No, great show.
Thank you so much. So once again, thank you so much to Colorful Life Productions.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Apache. Absolutely. Can't wait to have you back again, because we had such fun. And so to everybody else, we're going to let you get back to what you were doing before you were with us. So let me say I love you for watching. I bid you adieu. MC Curtis, Colorful Life Productions, and all of us here in the MediaScope family are going to exit stage left. Okay.
So long. Thank you, Dr.
Bye.
Love.